And so he comes to my mom's house unannounced. He did not tell me that he was coming. We didn't have no conversation. I wake up to shots. I seen some comments like, how do you sleep through 16 shots? I hopped out to the first one.
Listen, when somebody starts explaining a shooting like they're giving you directions to the grocery store, that's when you know something ain't adding up. Like, make it make sense how you sleep through the first shot, but remember every detail after that. What started as a young woman's attempt to clear her name in a murder case would end up making her look guilty as hell. 20-year-old Tyrie Richardson was shot 16 times after walking into what he thought was his home. But when his baby mother decided to tell her side of the story on social media, she might have just talked herself into an indictment. Her name is Autumn Anderson, and honey, her own words may have sealed her fate. Now let's back up because this story got layers that run deeper than anybody first understood. Tyrie Sh0t Richardson came into this world on April 26, 2002, and let me tell you something, this young man had everything going for him, born into what you'd call the perfect family situation. His parents, Lindsay and Roger Richardson, had been married for 25 years. 25 years, y'all. In this day and age, that's saying something. They raised 4 children together in a home built on love, structure, and that kind of support that makes you believe anything is possible. Tyrie wasn't just their son, he was their heart walking around outside their body. By age 20, this young man had already accomplished more than folks twice his age. He was a rising rapper who went by FSO Gunk with several successful albums under his belt. But music wasn't his only hustle, and trust me, the boy had multiple streams of income. Tyrie was also a businessman who owned a food truck called Despot 301 and ran a successful dog breeding operation.
What's up, Slim? How you doing, man? What's up, Sh0t? Man, I'm coolin', man. What you out here for? Stop that shit, man. Stop playing. Motherfucking stop, man. Hey, come on, man. What it make you do? Hey. Oh, shit gonna be finger licking good. I'm licking good, yo. Tell we got that new shit in there. It's that brand new. Brand spanking. Give me a month or two, man. This motherfucker gonna be up and running. I want y'all to support. Man, black businesses need to support each other a little more. In the community, we gonna be all over PG. That boy motivating you, yeah. Something a little different for the community. But we'll be serving everything, breakfast, lunch, dinner, everything, man. I just want, it's an experience for me, so, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get it done. That's the drinks, alcohol for the little thotties. For the little thotties, some party, you hear me? It's all motivational use purpose though only. That's all it is. Hey, come get lit.
It's an experience for me. So you know what I'm saying? You hear that passion in his voice? That's a young man with vision, with dreams, with plans for his future. Ambitious, driven, family-oriented. These were the traits that define Tyrie Richardson. But here's the thing that makes this story so heartbreaking. Those same beautiful qualities that made him special were going to be exactly what led to his downfall, because Tyrie believed in fighting for the people he loved, even when they didn't want to be saved, even when they were actively plotting against him. During his high school years, Tyrie met Autumn Anderson. She was young, beautiful, and seemed like she shared his vision of building something meaningful together. They fell for each other the way young people do, hard, fast, and with everything they had. What looked like a love story destined for happiness was actually the beginning of a nightmare that nobody saw coming. Autumn would later claim she loved him, especially when times were good between them and when he was taking care of her financially. But their relationship was built on quicksand from day one. The foundation was shaky, and everybody around them could see it except for Tyrie, who was blinded by what he thought was love. April 26, 2020, Tyrie's 18th birthday. What should have been a celebration damn near became his funeral. After a night of partying, someone tried to ambush him as he returned home. Multiple gunshots rang out in the quiet Crofton neighborhood, but somehow, and I mean somehow by the grace of God, Tyrie managed to escape with his life. Now here's where it gets interesting. The incident left more questions than answers. Nobody knew Tyrie's exact location that night except for 2 people, his girlfriend Autumn and one close friend. So how did someone just show up out of nowhere, armed and ready to kill? Tyrie grew suspicious of Autumn, but at the time he chose to let it go. Love can make you stupid like that. It can make you ignore red flags that are literally painted in neon colors right in front of your face. Autumn later described how she had gone all out to make his birthday special, like she was auditioning for Girlfriend of the Year. So April 26th was Tyrie's birthday. And for Tyrie's birthday, I had got somebody to come in, do an at-home massage for him. I had cooked brunch. I had went out. I had got him gifts. We had went out to dinner with his family, and then we went to the club. Perfect girlfriend behavior, right? But here's what's suspicious as hell. None of Tyrie's friends showed up to his birthday celebration. Not one. His best friend Boog, who lived with them, was mysteriously absent the entire day. It was like people who knew Tyrie best could sense something was off, like their gut was telling them to stay away. When they returned from the club that night, Autumn continued her story. So when he pulls into the parking spot, he put the car in park. He started rolling up a J. He never was going into the house. He never was like leaving us in the car or nothing like that. He was getting out to hit his J. He went to the back of the car, like on the trunk, leaned against the trunk. It was about to hit his J. Now, mind you, I'm still talking to her. Now, when I'm facing the back seat of the car, I can clearly see him out of the window. And when he sits back to hit his J, it was like almost immediately, like he just took off. Like I just hit a fast motion past the car and I just hit another fast motion past the car. Let me break this down for you. Someone knew exactly where Tyrie would be and when he'd be vulnerable. The setup was too precise, too calculated to be random. This wasn't some random street beef or a wrong place, wrong time situation. This was personal and it was planned, yet somehow Tyrie survived that night. But surviving the first attempt only made him more determined to figure out who wanted him dead. And that investigation was going to lead him straight to the woman sleeping in his bed every night. In the weeks following the birthday ambush, disturbing details started coming to light. Through social media and street intel, Tyrie discovered that the person who tried to kill him was connected to someone very close to home. Remember that friend Boog who lived with them and was mysteriously absent during the entire birthday celebration? Well, it turns out Boog had been dropped off at a library near their neighborhood by someone with direct ties to Tyrie's would-be assassin. Autumn herself would later admit with that same emotionless tone she used to describe everything else, "You know, come on here and really be very thorough about what happened to the full extent, whether it make me look good or bad." Like Tyrie definitely was looking at my friend. Yes, he was looking at her because she was the only person with us that night. But while she admits Tyrie suspected her friend of setting him up, she conveniently failed to mention one crucial detail that would become the centerpiece of everything that followed. During this same period, Autumn was already involved with another man, a man named Terrence Kenneth Yancey, who went by Trey. And according to Autumn herself, this relationship had been building for months. So now we got the stage set for a deadly love triangle. Tyrie fighting to save his family and relationship, Trey falling for a woman who belonged to another man, and Autumn playing both sides while choosing neither. But hey, it was about to get a whole lot worse. Fast forward 2 years and Autumn gets pregnant. Despite all the red flags, all the suspicion, all the near-death experiences, Tyrie tries harder than ever to make their relationship work. He wants to be a family. He wants to give his son the stable, loving home he grew up in, the kind of foundation his parents gave him. But Autumn, she had other plans entirely. By 2021, while Autumn was pregnant with Tyrie's child, what should have been a joyous time became the most turbulent period of their relationship. Autumn later admitted that getting pregnant basically sealed her living arrangements, but it also sealed something else, the beginning of the end. During her pregnancy, their relationship became increasingly toxic. Autumn discovered that Tyrie was involved with other women, and her response was to lean further into her connection with Trey. But she wasn't just emotionally checking out. She was actively building a relationship with another man while carrying Tyrie's child. The duplicity ran both ways, but here's what makes this particularly cold. While Autumn was secretly building her future with Trey, Tyrie was fighting desperately to hold on to what he thought they had. He supported her dreams, paying for her cosmetic surgery procedures, buying her cars, providing everything she needed, all while she was planning her exit strategy with his replacement. Moving on to March 2022, and things reached a breaking point. COVID had shut down Autumn's beauty business, forcing her to rely entirely on Tyrie for financial support. She was living in his house, eating his food, driving cars he paid for, all while maintaining her relationship with his rival. What happened next was captured in a recorded conversation that would become one of the most haunting pieces of evidence in this entire case. Tyrie, desperate and broken, poured out his heart in what nobody knew would be some of his final words. What you're about to hear is going to break your heart. This is Tyrie, desperate and broken, pouring out his soul to the woman carrying his child, the same woman who was already planning his replacement. Listen to this man beg for his own family.
Babe, but you gotta understand, I'm out of town for 4 days. I'll come back home.
come back
that I
home?
have is just...
What bitch's numbers in your phone? You're on the
right,
phone with
I
bitches
did.
while I'm in the
You
kitchen.
right.
You're in the living room.
I was not on the phone with no bitch while you was in the kitchen and I was in the living room.
You didn't know
I swear to God.
I
I swear to God I wasn't
heard
on the
it.
phone with no bitch in the living room while you was in the kitchen. I would never do no shit like that. I wouldn't even call no bitch in my house with you right here. That's so disrespectful. You might have thought I was on the phone with a bitch. I wasn't.
Well, besides,
I wasn't on the phone with a bitch. I'm telling you, I wasn't on the phone with a bitch in the living room with you right here. I wouldn't even do no
Okay,
shit
so
like
maybe
that.
I just misheard. But
Maybe you misheard. Like I said, I wouldn't do no shit like that. That's beyond disrespectful. I would be super mad you did some shit like that to me. I wouldn't do no shit like that. That's not even. That's drawing a
the
line.
disrespect is
You're right. I've done a lot of disrespectful shit. I've done a
both
lot
of us,
fucked
and
up
I feel
shit.
like,
Right,
why
and we
would you
can
want
fix
to be
it.
with somebody like that?
Because I'm just saying that. I play a role in why all this shit is this way, babe. I love you. You're beautiful to me. I love you from the bottom of my heart. When you get your body done, you're going to be A1 day one. I'm going to still continue to love you. I've still loved you the whole time we were together. I've told
How do
myself
you think
that
that's
I can't.
love?
I told myself that.
How do you think that's love, Tyrie?
I think it's love because I can always still pull you close to me regardless of
Because
how I
I've
feel.
always just been accessible to you.
No.
And now I'm
I
just
don't
going to
think
cut
you're-
off the accessibility.
And I'm telling you
And I
that.
think that you should just be grown enough to say, let's just make these last months count.
Now seeing that, and it just makes me so mad because now it took me this long to take the initiative to make this shit work. Babe, I don't want to lose my relationship. You got power in you to just so ass to hold on to everything. Please get off your phone.
Dude,
I don't see what the problem is. I'm
You
not
don't have to
taking
pay
anything
for
from
my
you.
body.
I don't care about that shit. I want to do it because of the shit I put you through. But I want you to understand, we have a child. We have to raise for 18
Yeah,
years.
and we can raise him.
Listen. Co-parenting sucks. I don't give a fuck who tells you that. He's missing two perspectives every single day. He's missing two perspectives I'm just giving you real shit. He's missing two perspectives every single day. And in order for him to be a man.
Are you a man? And you have both parents. Are you a man? Do you think you're a man?
Yes, I think I'm a man. I think
You think you're a man?
Yes, and I feel as if I definitely don't show characteristics of a man all the time, and I do that shit that'll present me to be a. But I am a man. I stand on all 10. I never folded on my family. I always been there. Anything financially wise, I never folded. I've been there, bro. You can't say I ain't my job. I stand on my 10. I stand on my 10, bro. I give you shit that I don't even want to do. I still do it because
Like what?
that's man like paying for your last class. I wanted to spend all my money in LA. So I'm gonna look out for her. I'm gonna help her. Boom. Next time I want to spend all my money in LA. I'm gonna pay for the surgery. I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna help her deal with her bills. Help her do with her own.
So, okay,
happy.
listen. Other than materialistic things, what do you offer in this relationship? Other than materialistic things, so that support.
Yes.
So cheating on me my whole pregnancy, that's support.
Babe, you can't bring up from 3 years ago.
Okay, so punching me in my face 7 days ago, that's support.
wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. You're right. That's the type of conversation I want to have, though. So I can improve, so I can fix myself, so I can just build. You think that this doesn't help me, but this really does help me.
This relationship literally drives you crazy.
I don't think it drives me crazy. I love the relationship so much it drives me crazy when I lose it.
But
That's the problem.
But I feel like you the one that lost it.
I did. I admit I lost it. I played a role in us losing the relationship.
Y'all, the pain in this man's voice is everything. He's literally begging for his family, admitting his mistakes, promising to do better. And what's Autumn's response? That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no way, no way. Cold as ice. While this man is pouring his heart out, she's already checked out emotionally because she's got another man waiting in the wings. But let me tell you what makes this even more messed up. Tyrie had been physically abusive. He had punched Autumn in the face just 1 week before this recording. He had choked her, dragged her from the bed, and yet here he was begging her to stay. This was a toxic cycle of abuse, manipulation, and emotional warfare that was building towards something catastrophic. But the conversation revealed something equally disturbing: Autumn's complete emotional detachment. While Tyrie was admitting his failures and begging for another chance, her responses were calculated and dismissive. Now here's the part that's going to make your blood boil. While Tyrie was denying phone calls with other women during this conversation, Autumn was literally living a double life with another man. She was accusing him of disrespect while she was being intimate with Trey, planning a future with Trey, and using Tyrie's money to prepare for that future. But the most revealing part of this entire conversation was what Autumn didn't say. She never once mentioned that she had been seeing someone else. She never admitted to her own infidelity. Instead, she let Tyrie grovel, beg, and blame himself for everything wrong in their relationship. Girl, the audacity. By June 2022, their son Cody had been born, but instead of bringing them together, the child became another source of conflict. Tyrie was a devoted father who wanted to be present in his son's life every day. Autumn, however, had different plans entirely. She moved out of their shared home and went to live with her mother, but she didn't cut ties completely. Oh no, she was too smart for that. She kept Tyrie on the hook, allowing him to visit, to spend time with Cody, to believe that reconciliation was still possible. Meanwhile, her relationship with Trey was intensifying. They were spending nights together, making plans, building the foundation for what she saw as her real future. Tyrie was the past, Trey was her future, and little Cody was the bridge between both worlds. But here's what makes this whole situation even more calculated. Autumn was playing both men perfectly. She was giving Tyrie just enough hope to keep him invested while building her exit strategy with Trey. The week leading up to June 13, 2022 was particularly volatile. Tyrie had been calling, texting, trying to see Cody. Autumn was giving him mixed signals, sometimes warm and accommodating, other times cold and dismissive. On June 12th, the night before the shooting, Autumn and Trey had been drinking and spending intimate time together at her mother's house. According to Autumn's own account, they went upstairs around 2:50 a.m. and laid down in bed together. At 3:28 a.m., everything changed forever. Tyrie Richardson used his door code, the same code he'd always had, to enter what he still considered his family's home. He took off his shoes before walking upstairs, which tells you everything about his intentions. This wasn't a man coming to start trouble. This was a father planning to sleep in what he thought was his home, probably hoping to see his son in the morning. What he found instead was the woman he loved in bed with another man. Now, what happened next would be debated in courtrooms, argued in social media comments, and analyzed by forensic experts. But one thing was undeniable. By 3:32 a.m., Tyrie Richardson was dead, shot 16 times with most of the bullets hitting him in the back. But was this really self-defense? Or was this the final act of an elaborate plan that began 2 years earlier on Tyrie's birthday? According to Autumn's account, she and Trey were asleep when Tyrie arrived. But the forensic evidence, that tells a completely different story. The autopsy revealed that Tyrie was shot while lying on the bed, not standing in a doorway as Autumn initially claimed. Multiple bullets struck him in the back, suggesting he wasn't facing his attacker when the shooting began. 16 shots, y'all, in a house with other family members sleeping nearby, in a neighborhood where children lived. The excessive nature of the shooting raised immediate red flags for investigators. At 3:32 a.m., emergency services received a frantic 911 call. But it wasn't Autumn who made that call. It was her sister. And if you listen carefully to that recording, you'll hear something that's going to make your skin crawl.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened. Okay, tell me what happened. Did you speak with her? Okay, I'm getting somebody else is getting help started, okay? I have more questions. No, I need somebody. They are getting help started, and they continue to ask questions, okay? Are you with him now?
Yes, I'm just doing crazy. You talk with him?
How old is he? Is he awake? Is he breathing? Okay, just to clarify, is he breathing?
No, he's sorry. Yes.
Casey?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line. Okay? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I'll get him a complaint for that. Casey, this is 911. Do you know who shot him or where the other person is?
No.
Hello?
Hello?
You don't know?
No.
Okay. Is there a weapon there?
No.
Can you still there?
Hello?
Are you? Okay, I'm here for you. I'm just continue to ask questions. If there's a waiter available, send somebody to get it down. What you have it. Okay, listen carefully. Are you right by him now? Are you right by him now? You know, phone as close in as possible. Don't hang up. Do it now and tell me when it's done.
You what? Did the phone close to him?
Get the phone as close in as possible. Don't hang up. Do it now and tell me when it's done.
Okay, close to him.
Okay, listen carefully. Lay him flat on his back on the floor or ground and remove anything under his head.
What?
Remove anything under his head. Lay him flat on his back on the floor. Okay, listen carefully. Now I'll tell you how to do chest compression. Make sure he is flat on his back on the floor or ground. Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples.
I'm not going to touch this.
Casey, we have to do this. Place the heel of your hand on the breastbone, right between the nipples. Place your other hand on top of that hand.
Okay, so put my hand on top of the other hand.
Yes. Now I want you to pump the chest hard and fast at least twice per second and 2 inches deep. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I want you to pump every time I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, keep going.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's okay. You're doing great. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have a lot of help on the way. Keep going, Casey, okay? Casey, are you still doing some practice? Okay. Over and over. Don't give up. This will keep them going until paramedics arrive. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Is your friend? How old is he?
20 years old. Hey, come here, buddy. Come on, bud. Come on, bud.
Okay, are you gonna go back? We have to go back and do compressions, okay?
Mom, this is update on concussion.
Okay.
Hey, come on, boy. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on. Okay, I'm moving up on the...
Okay, there's something going there right there with you, okay? The police are here. The police are here. Okay. Are they right with you? No, they're not talking to me, but I'm going to spin them on the thing. Come on, get this. Okay, I can go ahead and let you go. You're welcome.
She is who called 911. Trey runs past me in the hallway while I'm at her door downstairs, and he runs out. I run to the top of the steps because he's running downstairs. He's fumbling with his shoes, and I'm just yelling. I'm like, what did you do? What did you do? Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. And so and I haven't told this story in so long because this happened 2 years ago, and this is something that I literally have to relive every day. It's not one day that I don't think about something from that day. It's not one day where I'm not reminded of what happened that day. When I tell y'all, this is something that I've been trying to heal from since the day that it happened. So for me to come on here and tell y'all these details, it's very hard for me to do that. It's very traumatizing.
While paramedics were desperately trying to save Tyrie's life over the phone, you can hear Autumn in the background calling for the family dog. Come on, baby, come on, let that sink in for a moment. A man, the father of her child, was dying in front of her, and she was concerned about finding a pet. Her priorities in that moment would become a source of outrage for Tyrie's family and everyone who would later hear this recording. Terrence Kenneth Yancey fled the scene immediately after the shooting, but he didn't get far. A massive manhunt ensued, and within 24 hours he was captured hiding in a wooded area in Dunkirk, Maryland. Now here's where it gets interesting. The prosecution offered him a plea deal, 3 to 8 years in prison. For taking someone's life, that was honestly an insult to Tyrie's family. They prepared for the possibility that justice might be limited. Then something unexpected happened that changed everything. Terrence turned down the plea deal. Now, why would someone facing murder charges reject such a lenient offer? Because Terrence genuinely believed he had done nothing wrong. In his mind, he was protecting Autumn from a dangerous ex-boyfriend. He felt justified in emptying his clip into an unarmed man who had taken his shoes off before coming upstairs. This decision to go to trial would prove to be a crucial mistake, not just for Terrence, but potentially for Autumn as well. During the trial, disturbing details emerged that completely contradicted the initial narrative of self-defense. The forensic evidence was damning. Bullet trajectories showed that at least some of the shots were fired downward, indicating that Terrence stood over Tyrie as he lay wounded or dying. But perhaps most damaging was testimony from other witnesses. The homeowner testified that Tyrie lived there, contradicting later claims that he was an unwelcome intruder. Phone records showed ongoing communication between Tyrie and Autumn right up until the night of the shooting. The jury convicted Terrence Kenneth Yancey of voluntary manslaughter and multiple firearms violations. He was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Justice, it seemed, had been served. But for Tyrie's family, this was just the beginning of their fight. They knew something wasn't right about this whole situation, and they were about to find out just how deep this rabbit hole went. Because after Tyrie's death, his family discovered something that would change everything. They had gone on his Instagram and posted a phone conversation between them and Autumn's mother that revealed the true nature of what had been happening in that house. The conversation showed a family trying to understand, trying to make peace, trying to do what was right for little Cody. But it also revealed that they had been lied to about the circumstances of their son's death. And that's when Lindsay and Roger Richardson decided they had stayed quiet long enough. After 2 years of watching their grandson grow up in the hands of the woman they believed orchestrated their son's death, Lindsay and Roger Richardson had endured enough. The pain in Lindsay's voice was unmistakable when she finally decided to break her silence.
People that have never been through this can't judge me. They can't tell you the pain that I experience daily. It's a feeling when you wake up every single morning and your heart is broke and you look forward to going to bed every single night just so that's the only relief of pain that you get. And that's 2 years later.
But it was Roger Richardson who delivered the most pointed accusations. And let me tell you something, his words cut deep.
Careful who you let in your house. Because you can love people more than people love you. It's going on every day in, day out. People got alternative motives. And the only motive I can read in this whole story is you let somebody get up on somebody. And everybody, definitely young people, it was almost like the play. And y'all ran the play.
Then he said something that made everybody sit up and pay attention.
But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyrie ain't kicked no door in. Tyrie ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He hit the code on the door. Opened the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much.
But would never have to worry about walking in here getting laid out.
Now that hit different because it completely destroyed the narrative of Tyrie being an intruder. This was a man using his own door code to enter what he thought was his home. Roger continued with words that would haunt everyone who heard them.
Hey everybody. I'm Tyrie's mom, Lindsay, and
I'm his father, Roger.
so we just wanted to take this opportunity to come on his page and kind of talk about this journey that we have been on. We want to kind of give some of the back history to what caused us to take this journey. And we also wanted to take this opportunity to clarify some of the things that are going out. So first and foremost, I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart. When we started this journey on April 1st, I personally did not expect the response that we received. I always knew Tyrie was loved, but I didn't know he was loved this way. So 2 years later, give me a second. 2 years later, I have finally decided to tell his story. People that have never been through this can't judge me. They can't tell you the pain that I experience daily. It's a feeling when you wake up every single morning and your heart is broke and you look forward to going to bed every single night just so that's the only relief of pain that you get. And that's 2 years later. So when I decided to share Tyrie's story, it was for the benefit of his son, Cody. A couple weeks ago, I decided that I I was gonna, I was gonna stop my attempts for trying to see his son. The reasoning for that and the reasoning for all of this was through everything that happened, through all the situations, through court, through all of that, I always wanted to keep his son's best interests forefront. I didn't care about nothing else. I didn't care about who did what, who said what, who felt some type of way about me. I didn't care about any of that. All I cared about was Cody, making sure Cody was straight, the way that I knew that my son loved him. And so after attempts of trying to see him, I was disrespected one time too many. And people that know me, people that really know me, know that I could take a lot, but I'm not going to take but so much. And so I had to accept the fact that Cody, when he gets older, whenever that is, I wanted him to search for his father and find out the truth. And so that's how this story started. So, again, ever since Tyrie's death, especially after his trial, I was approached several times on telling his story, whether right, wrong, indifferent. And I always said no. Like, I don't want to shed this story. I want to just make sure, the people that's involved, everybody's protected. Then after that last attempt, I put my guards down and I said, let's just do what we got to do. So when the story first started, the first couple days, I was behind Tyrie's page. I was the one celebrating, talking about him, talking about his life and his legacy and all of that type of stuff. One of my good girlfriends is a publicist, and she said, we have to make sure that this is done correctly, legally, correctly. If we're going to tell it, we're going to tell it correctly. So she took over the story, and we both want to thank her, because when she took over the story took a complete change. It's on national levels. When I tell you, I see every DM you guys send. We love you. Whether you send it to his page, whether you send it to me, whether you send it to his dad, whether you text me, whether you call me, we get them. And I can't answer everybody, but I do want to let you know that I appreciate it, because this is exactly what he would have wanted. As you guys know, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time speaking on irrelevancy, because a lot of it's irrelevant, but as you guys know, Tyrie was murdered on June the 13th. Whatever variations of the story you want to believe, it doesn't matter to me, but he was murdered in a place that he thought he called home. Okay, he was at this place that he rested his head at, and he thought it was his home. So for whatever reason that took him to that place that night, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not in his mind. I can only go on what preceded him and what I learned after the fact. And what we learned after the fact through his messages, through all of his attempts, he didn't go to that residence by no accounts expecting what he expected. As a parent, I have always made it my duty to allow my kids. We felt like we raised our kids to be family oriented. They have one mother, one father. We have 4 children together. We didn't show them. Hold on one second. We didn't show them indecencies. We always showed them how important family was. Whether you argue, whether you fight, like, it's important to have that backbone in your family. So we taught them that at an early age. It's evident from his attempts is he was trying the same thing for his family. One thing that I can say that I regret is allowing him to try to find his way for someone who did not want what he wanted. And I wish if I could go back 2 years that I could have told him that you're better. You're a lot better than that. Like, I don't care what you do, what you say, you deserve so much better. He made it a point to keep his family business away from us, which rightfully so. His problems he didn't never really share with us, and I wish he would have, because I could have gave him motherly advice that could have possibly saved his life. So if I want to talk about what I regret, that's what I regret. I feel like he lost his life for the love of his life. And I honestly feel that. No matter what she says or what she does, she can't change that. She knows. No matter what, she knows deep down. Whatever she wants to portray for the internet, that's on her. Whatever she wants to portray for the masses, that's on her. But deep down in her heart, she absolutely knows what the truth was. Now, a few things we do want to clarify. I never said that she set him up. We told the story. The story as we learned it in court, after court, through detectives. The social media took the black and white and came to with their own conclusion of what happened. So don't blame social media and what's actually portrayed as the truth that we kept a secret to hide behind that. And at the end of the day, she, her family, his family will never, ever feel the way that we feel, because they didn't lose a child. If you don't know what it's like to be heartbroken every single day, you can't judge me. You can't judge his father. We hold each other up every single day. When we wake up, he goes to work and he'll send me a message and say, I want to encourage you today. It's those things that keep me going each day. As a parent, you should never have to bury your child. And then have to bury your child and have to deal with the pain after you bury your child. When people make fun of somebody else's death, God has his own vengeance. That's not a vengeance for me. That's not a vengeance for him, and that's not a vengeance for our angel. God will handle his own vengeance. God knows exactly what happened, exactly what the intentions were, and exactly what the expectations were. I'm not here to judge anyone. So no matter what she says about me or my family, it's irrelevant. Words, when we grew up, my mother always told me words don't hurt you. Your words will never hurt me. What you did do that hurt me was you took something that was important, which was my son. So you can say whatever you want to say. You can never give me back what I brought into this world. And then to laugh it off, you and whoever else, I want you to understand, and I want to say this clearly, it's not a game. It's not a game. It's only two people in this world that I wish this pain on. Two. And I have friends and I have enemies. You can be my enemy and I still wouldn't wish this type of pain on you. But there are two people. And those two people are the murderer, his mother. She needs to feel my pain. I wish every day that I go to bed that when she wakes up, she feels this pain. Because she will never understand the pain that a mother has to bury. She'll never understand that until she goes through it. She gets to see her son. She gets to call her son. She gets to put money on his commissary. She gets to see him in 15 years or however many years when he comes home. So she'll never understand my pain. The only other person is her mom. The reason why her mom needs to experience this pain is because as a mother, you can't justify you can't make light of what your child did. And until you experience one of your children being buried, you're never going to understand my pain. You're never going to understand my purpose because it hasn't happened to you. Right now, your only focus is to protect your child, not realizing your child puts other people in a situation to lose their child. So I don't expect you to feel my pain. But one day, when you do, whether you admit it or not, you'll say, I understand how she felt and why she felt that way. Until then, you'll never understand the pain that we experience. So again, I personally want to thank everybody that has reached out. My God, the support, the state's attorney, the support of people calling in is unbelievable. Unbelievable. The detectives knew what they were dealing with. They knew it wasn't all truth to the story. But sometimes timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. So we decide to celebrate Tyrie's life, his legacy. You feel like you have to defend yourself. And in defending yourself, you actually tell some of the truths that was never told before. And what you have to realize, you should never forget what you say or do. Because one thing is, when you're honest, the truth is the truth. Whether it's now or 2 years later, you're never going to forget what you say. When you're not honest, you end up telling on yourself. And you end up telling the truth. So whatever that may be, I'm going to pray for you. Because you need it. And at the end of the day, what's coming, you deserve. Now, anybody that knows me, and nobody can tell you no different. They can do an interview, 2, 4, 20 of them. I don't care what you do. One thing you'll never be able to do in those interviews is pull any black and white on what Tyrie's mother, ever said in a disrespectful manner to anybody. I always kept a clear conscience for the support of my son and his memory. I never, ever, whether I felt it or not, whether I believed it or not, I never, ever called you out your name, disrespected you, said anything negative about you, ever. And I don't have no reason to lie. I'm 45 years old. Now, ask me today, no, I don't like you. Now I watch what has happened. I absolutely don't like you. And I understand why you felt like I shouldn't have liked you. Because you always felt in your guilty conscience, you always felt that his family didn't like you. Now I see why. And I don't. And the world knows it now. Prior to this moment, I never felt that way. But now that you showed me who I always knew you were, I'm letting you know I don't. And I understand why you will have to lie and portray that my family is this evil people that we were never were to you. You live with us. You didn't live with your parents. You didn't live with your family. You live with us. We took care of you when you had nobody else to take care of you. We never turned our back on you when you had nobody else. Let's be absolutely clear. Your mother wasn't there. I didn't meet your mother till 2 years after you was with Tyrie. If we're telling the truth, let's tell it. You were in my house. You ate my food. You laid in my bed. And then to say that this family who took you in as their own are these evil people, you're absolutely crazy. And I hope that you get the help that you absolutely deserve, because you need help. You need a lot of help. Because in your mind, what you believed about us is what we should have believed about you. And that's what you have shown us. You've shown us all of these mean things that you and your family have portrayed against my family is how we should have felt. How we should have felt. And thank you for showing me that. Because sometimes it takes time to show people who you absolutely are. But one thing is, once you show me once, you don't never have to show me again. Ever. Because I understand exactly what's in front of me. So, in the story, this is the absolute truth. Tyrie walked into their home. He was murdered. There were two stories. One was that the person who murdered him waited for him to enter the room and shot him multiple times. He emptied the clip. He shot 16 times. The story soon changed when forensic evidence came out. And the forensic evidence stated that the person stood over the bed and shot at him. That's the absolute truth. So whether they were up, sleep, I don't know, but that is what happened. Okay? After he was shot, because that's what he is to me, call him the murderer. The murderer went on about his business, and the girl, whatever she is, asked her sister to call 911. The 911 tape was revealed. There was a few attempts to try to resuscitate him. The dog, the family dog that lived in the house, was more important than my son's body. Laying dead. She was looking for her dog. Whatever the dog, King, whatever the name was in the 911 tape, it says she's yelling out the door for the dog. My son is laying in the bedroom, dead. The reason why I share this is I don't care. It could be anybody. I don't have to know you. If a person is laying in front of me, lifeless, I'm going to make every attempt that I possibly can to try to save that person. At no point will an animal be more important than a lifeless body. At no point. Once that happened, I was called. As you saw from the transcript, I was called before 911 was called. We immediately got to try to figure out how to get there. I've never been to this house before, so I was asking for the address. In trying to get to this location, I'm calling my son. I'm calling everybody, like 911, like, we got to get here. I don't know what's going on. We have to get here. I was initially told, and I will never forget this, ever forget this. My exact words when I picked up the phone was screaming at her. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? It was 3:32 a.m. Do you know just about every single day I wake up at 3:32 a.m.? Just about every single day since that happened, I wake up at that exact time. It was screaming and hollering, and she said, oh my, Tyrie's been shot. And I'm like, what happened? Oh my God, is he okay? It's the first thing I said, is he okay? She said, no. And I'm like, what happened? She said, someone ran in here and shot him. It's like, quote, unquote. I immediately called my son because they were together. So I'm like, did someone follow him home? I'm frantic, like I'm going off. And my son is like, I don't know, like he left the club. And so we were trying to figure it out. Through all of that, when we arrived on the scene, it was 2 officers. So I'm like, what hospital did he go to? Again, these are things I will never, ever forget, ever forget. And the officer said, he's not at a hospital. So what you mean he's not at a hospital? What hospital? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm screaming, hollering. So he's in the house. So at that point is when we knew he had passed away. My exact next question to the officer is, did you find out who did it? Did you find out who did it? And his exact words to me was, her boyfriend. At that time, to me, that was news. So, fast forward a week forward, Tyrie called me. We were in Jamaica, and he said, Ma, I need to come home. And I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, I just need to get her space. We got some stuff going on. Like, I don't want to be here. It's his exact words. I have text messages. Through that, I said, of course, absolutely. Like, I'm never going to turn my back on my kids, ever. Absolutely. Come get. He said, me and Cody. Him and Cody, they didn't come Monday. They didn't come Tuesday. They still lived in that home those days. Wednesday is the first night of that week that he spent in our address. Through that, through the couple days, they were cordial. They were talking. I shared some of his last stories. Like, he was normal. He was normal. He was not what was portrayed of him. Stories don't lie. Text messages don't lie. Like, I can't make this up. That Saturday, he was walking around because he couldn't get in contact with Cody. He was like moping. He was like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get in contact with Cody. He's supposed to be in Florida. He's trying to figure out what's actually going on. He wanted to talk to his son. He has messages to her sister. Like, is Cody with y'all? Is he okay? Like, that's what a normal person is supposed to do that care about their son. You know how many young people out here that don't take care of their kids or not family? He cared. He cared about his family. So, through that, again, they conversated throughout Sunday. They conversated throughout the day. They went back and forth. Some of the messages were shared. He, by no means, had the impression that they weren't together. Okay, so we been married 25 years. We ain't been together a lot of times during the 25 years. But have we ever really, like, not been together? Like, let's be honest. 25 years. That's how long we've been married. How many times have we not been together in 25 years? But we still sitting right here today. So this completely broken up, not together, I'm sure that's not what he actually believed in his heart. Hers, maybe. Then, so I don't give views because at the end of the day, to be honest with you, I ain't watch video 1 or 2 because it don't matter. You won't get a like or a view from me. But I did hear some bits and pieces about it. You say on that particular video, when you talk about my son, my deceased son, who was your caretaker, when you talk about him, you say, you know how people do back and forth. We all know what we doing. We all with different people. No, I don't know that. You know that? Oh, yeah. We don't understand that. I'm sure our son didn't even. He wasn't really raised like that. He wasn't raised with him and his siblings having like different fathers, back and forth, not in the home. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't raised like that. So where you insinuated that everybody should know, how people do, we don't know that. So I'm sure he didn't. I could speak for him on that. So when we went to trial is when most of this stuff opened up. Now, the murderer was offered a plea deal. He was offered
3 to 8.
3 to 8 years. 3 to 8 years. He turned it down because honestly, in his heart, he felt he did nothing wrong. He felt like he was defending what he thought was his family. I don't know why, but he did. So he turned down the plea deal. Right before trial, I was contacted by his attorney asking if we would, so the family has to be a part of the plea deal. Like, you have to be a part of the agreement So trial was supposed to start on Monday. We were contacted Friday, late Friday evening, asking was the deal still on the table. And what did we say? No, I can't.
I was thinking about it, but the lawyer said no.
Right. So he was thinking about taking that deal. He probably should have, but he didn't. But God works in mysterious ways. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why God works in mysterious ways. If he would have took that deal, we would not have known none of the stuff that we know today. If he would have took that deal, we wouldn't have known the before and after of what we know today. And as much as it hurt us to sit there in court, not only seeing our son's body shot up, because in court, in trial, you see the real life pictures. Not only seeing him laying there with a bullet to the back of his head, with a bullet to his neck, with 14 bullets to his back. Not only did it hurt us to see that, we learned the truth behind the story. And as hard as it was for us to accept the truth, we learned the truth. We had to sit through testimony. Different people testified. And one of the testimonies were the owner of the home. Her testimony said Tyrie lived there. Contrary to what's being told today. Cody's mom was on stand for 2 days. We have 789 pages of transcript. Y'all only saw 14 pages. 14. A transcript is a public record that anybody can obtain. You can hear word for word her story out of her own mouth. I don't have to tell her story. She told her own story. We didn't make this up. We didn't ask for this and we didn't make this up. We have no reason to lie. None at all. Then you heard his story on what he felt like happened. And he didn't really have a story, honestly. He was just as dumb as he looked on the stand. And he honestly looks like somebody that just don't know no better. Like, he just was caught up, just like Tyrie was. They was caught up in these looks, material stuff, and they thought they hit the jackpot. And really, both of them hit bankrupt. Both of them. So what may seem like is good is not always good. And I hope that from his story, it changes somebody's life. We have had so many DMs. Oh my God, this is happening to me. I need to get out. Like, please save yourself. Nobody and nothing is worth your life. He was such a good individual. No matter what these people say about us, our family is unbreakable. And if you don't know that by now, you should know that. Your little words of talking about our family don't hurt us. That actually inspire us to go a little bit harder on you. You can't hurt us. You can't break us. We still standing. So you can say he didn't like his family. Okay, that's what you think. I don't have a point to prove. I don't have to prove who my son was to me. He don't got to prove who his son was to him. His brothers don't got to prove who he was to them. That's your misconception. And that's because you came from a broken family and you don't know what a family is. So therefore, we expect someone to say that because of how you feel. So us telling this story has opened up so much light on the case again. So thank you. Continue sharing it. Continue calling. Continue celebrating Tyrie's life. Continue. If you don't think it's making a difference, it's making a huge difference. And that's nobody but him above. Nobody. That is Tyrie above causing the havoc that he has always caused. Because he's saying, I'm not going to let you. One thing about him, he ain't play about me. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. He will go to the war about his mother. And when that person sent me that message on March 25th, I didn't share it with nobody. Did I share it with you? I didn't share it with my daughter. I didn't share it with my sons because I already know who they are and what they about. If they would have saw the level of disrespect that was given to me on the message, they saw it when it was posted online. Their raw emotions came when same time you saw it. I'm not messy like that. She sent that message. I said, oh, this what we doing? Okay. Because this big back, whatever she called me, I got you, boo. And by me having you, before I went to custody for his son, I told Miles, I said, I don't want to take Cody from his only surviving parent. I had all the evidence in the world to take Cody. If I could do things again, would I? Probably so. But guess what? Them tables gonna turn. And what seems like something today is not gonna stay that way forever. I was given anonymously, over 3,000 hours of recording after Tyrie's death that will write her own fate. And it don't got nothing to do with Tyrie. It's her lifestyle that she chose to live. You heard some of the recording, so I have no reason. I'm not making it up. I wouldn't have had a recording of her and her new boyfriend if that wasn't given to me. I wouldn't have a recording of her telling Cody, fuck ZZ. And you know, I had to look at this girl every time she brought Cody to me, knowing she teaching my grandson to say that about me. But God had a better plan, and he got a better plan for me. Fuck ZZ inspires me because it shows me how much I really mean to you. That you would teach your 2-year-old son, to be disrespectful to his blood. How would I get that? I wasn't with you. I wasn't in the car with y'all. And you know what you said in those cars. You know what you said in those homes. So you know what I got. And we're going to leave that there, and we're going to let that case take its own way for you and whoever else that's involved. Sometimes timing is everything. People write their own fate. What you thought you got away with today, you'll pay for it in another way, and it may not even be Tyrie's murder. You cannot be out on the street, walking the streets, and living a foul life. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what you do. I don't care. Because one thing you can't do, when it comes to mine, I'm going to do what's necessary.
Like she said, I'm Tyrie's dad. I've been intaking a lot of this stuff. A lot of stuff I've been preparing, looking over, watching things before they viewed, looking at a lot of scenarios. A lot of people here know me and know how I am. I'm a real laid-back type of parent, definitely. Never force my ill will on my kids to tell them what to do or what not to do, what to say or what not to say. I let them grow on their own. But I want to say this to everybody that's out there. Be careful who you let in your house. And that's how I am. Because you got to be real cautious who come in your home. Because the same people that eat at your table is the same people that are shit on your table. And I make myself clear. I don't have to stunt for nobody. Most of my good friends and my good people that know me and my family, that know how I am, I've always been about family. And my son carried the same traits. From the day his son was born to the day he was murdered, he had his son in his care. Nobody could tell him nothing different. He didn't leave his son for nothing. The same way I raised him. For me, and like I say, you know who you are. You can talk greasy as you want to greasy about me. You don't know nothing about me. So let me make that self clear. But let me also make sure you understand something clear. COVID started, for everybody that don't understand, March 16th of 2020. All right? March 16th of 2020. You couldn't do eyebrows, you couldn't do lashes, you couldn't paint no nails because you couldn't be around people. I kept a roof over top of your head. I kept food in your mouth. I kept you getting a car to make sure you drive. My son ensured that you had a car that you couldn't pay for. Anybody that had that type of mentality or mindset to take care and provide for you, then so-called we have my grandson, which is my grandson. At the end of the day, he ain't want for nothing. You took him to deprive from him, and I still see where I could put some decent things in his lifestyle. Send him to school and pay for it, where he was learning his A's, B's, and C's. No public assistance here. He had it. You took from him because you figured that's a way to get back. But what you got back at is depriving your own child not to have a better life than you did. I'll make myself clear. You deprived him to have a better life than you did, and that's your own child. At the end of the day, what you did, that's between, like my wife said, you and God. But I want to put this out there because it's somebody that need to hear this. I said it before. Be careful who you let in your house. Because you can love people more than people love you. It's going on every day, day in, day out. People got alternative motives. And the only motive I can read in this whole story is you let somebody get up on somebody. And everybody, definitely young people, it was almost like the play. And y'all ran the play. But I want to clear another part of that statement up. Tyrie ain't kicked no door in. Tyrie ain't pried no door. He ain't come through the back door. He hit the code. We all got codes on doors. He hit the code on the door. Opened the door.
Just like she had to go to our house.
Pretty much.
But would never have to worry about walking in here getting laid out.
But think about this. If I'm going in to get somebody, not taking my shoes off to walk up some steps and open a closed door to not know what's behind the closed door. I'm basically going in there to get in the bed. That's what I'm doing. This could have went either way, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all the God honest truth. This could have went either way, and I respect that. But at the end of the day, if Tyrie would have known who was in that house, he wouldn't have put himself in that situation. And he was in that situation because of his love, of what he thought was genuine. And genuine wasn't nothing but a fraud, a fake, and a phony.
Materialistic.
Exactly what I got. I can tell you over the years, I sat back. These people can't tell you nothing about me because I ain't talked to them like that. And I said just like that. Over the years, I was a high and by guy. You know it. I was a high and by guy. But now I'm going to speak out because I'm going to say this. I got a daughter. No, am I going to disrespect? I got a daughter. God rest her soul, I had a sister. I got a wife and a mother. There's 4 women in my life.
And a niece.
And a niece.
And a granddaughter.
And a granddaughter. 2 granddaughters. All right? So I'm adding all that up, right? Here's my thing. And I go to say this, and those for the ones that's listening. You in a relationship, and what your relationship is about between you and your relationship, right? But when you figure that the relationship is over, you make sure that you understand that the relationship is over. Through this situation, made me really understand that the person that my son loved and thought he had that 100% trust, I don't use the word setup because I never said that. right? But you knew what was going on. You knew what was going on. You knew that when the person that provided for you, took care of you, you thought it was a thing to get up under his skin by running to the other, right? But here's the other part for you. Here, I took 100 pounds of shit to put it in took 100 pounds of shit to put it in a 10-pound bag. I had to go pick a man up to bring a man to my house. When I had a man that could come see me in his own vehicle. I don't make this stuff up. This stuff not made up. This is exactly what it is. But through love and respect, my man respected you. Nobody lived like the Cosbys, and I'm going to say that 100 times. Nobody I know lived like the Cosbys. Everybody got their issues. But one of the dangerous things you can ever mess with is inviting another man into another man's home. That's fine, point blank. Because I know Tyrie, I knew Tyrie pretty well. He wouldn't have did, if the shoe was on the other foot, it wouldn't have been the same thing. Because he had respect and decency. And he had some morals. But I had to get that off my chest. I say this about my grandson because at the end of the day when my wife started this out, and like she told y'all, it came from a text message that was developed on Easter. I had already had my sayings back at Christmas. And on Christmas, I made a call to say, hey, you know, I like to say Merry Christmas to my grandson. And it was fuck you type situation and hung the phone up. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, I cut it off there for me.
You did.
I cut it off there for me. We went through the little court proceedings. I cut things off because here's my take on the situation. I can't go beyond whatever somebody want me to do, and that's fine. I have no issue with that. But what I can say, and I've had a few friends that been in that situation coming up, and I remember my past, what I can say is I feel sorry because my grandson has got the same blood. And this blood, that same blood that you laid with and had a baby with is my blood. It's a Richardson blood. And the son only got the same blood his daddy got. And I'm going to tell you this. Tyrie Roy was a pistol coming up. And you going to have hell on your hands to deal with that young man by yourself. Mark my words.
So again, you know, we just wanted to take this opportunity. It's not to bash nobody. Like, we beyond that. Let them live in their whatever. Their materialistic mindsets. Like, I go to work every day. My life is taken care of. Like, I don't need social media. And for all the people that say that we monetize off of this, check your facts. I ain't monetized $1. His account is not monetized at all. This is all for the story for my grandson. When you have your own money, you ain't got to find ways to make money. So maybe you should learn that. Get your own. But this is not monetized. Story has been told, not sold. Any blogger, any article, any news outlet that reached out to me, let me know what I asked you for. Or what you paid me in return. Outside of the story. Show them receipts. Because you ain't got them. It's not for money. I don't do things for money. My son's life wasn't about money. I'll give up everything I got to see my child again. Everything. I would give up my last breath to give him breath. I absolutely would. When you born off of materialistic stuff, that's how you think. That's how your mindset is. That's not how we are over here. And so if you thought this was about money, you thought wrong. This is for Cody when he gets older to see what it really is. And when he does, I'm going to pray for you. Because like I said, at the end of the day, when he turned 18, 19, whatever age he is, Cody, we got your father chain for you. It won't get touched till we see you again. We got all his money that he put up. That's all yours. I don't need that. That's why I go to work every day. That's why I have a job. Take care of myself. I don't need none of that. All Tyrie stuff that he had, we ain't seen. We got a few pieces. I don't know if it's being saved for the boy to get out. I don't know. But I wish you the best, because that materialistic stuff don't mean nothing to us. But what will mean, when Cody's old enough, he will get what his father had for him. He will be taken care of. Unfortunately, now, it is what it is. To Cody, I love you. I love you like you were my own son. No, I don't want to be your mother, as it was accused. I want to be your grandmother. I have 4 other grandchildren. I wanted to do what my son would have done for you outside of the life that they portrayed that we did. We will always be here for you. You will always be our family. As long as you okay, we okay. And I'm okay with that. I can't allow someone to destroy, try, not destroy, because you'll never destroy. I'm bigger than that, baby. Way bigger than that. Try to destroy who I am, what we believe in. You'll never be able to accomplish that. Because I know who I am. I know what I say. I know what my beliefs are. I don't hide behind social media. And I'm damn sure not hiding behind nobody else. It won't happen. And when the day comes, you'll know just as well as everybody else. Because this isn't a game of revenge. God has his own vengeance. His own. That's bigger than me. What I would want to happen, God has a whole nother plan. And when you turn your life over, what you probably need to do, you'll learn that. It took me a while. And you're right. It's not a day that I don't cry. Absolutely. I absolutely do. It's not a day that I don't wake up sad. Yes, I absolutely do. It's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my son throughout the day. Multiple times. 2 years later. My days don't get better. And I don't expect them to. But what I'm not going to do is let his name die in vain. So, again, thank you for everybody, all your support. We've seen it. Everybody that's been watching, like, it's surprisingly, you can walk past me and I know you watching the story. It's okay to say, I'm praying for you. Like,
keep your head up.
Keep your head up. You don't have to, like, hide that you're watching it. It's supposed to be watched for a reason. So, you can say that. I also want to thank everybody that shared the story and continue to share the story. We are, Tyrie's album is going to be released. He had 31 unreleased songs. It took me 2 years. I control everything that comes out of his portfolio. It took us 2 years to release. And when I tell you it's probably his best album, I keep saying every time I listen to it, he knew. He knew. And when you get to experience these 31 songs, you're going to say the same thing. Keep his legacy alive. People always say God doesn't make mistakes. I go to church. I'm a God-fearing person, but I think God made a mistake on this one. He took someone way too soon. If it was a car accident, I might could accept it a little bit better. If it was a freak accident, I might could accept it a little bit better. This is hard for me to accept. And I understand. We don't know our day, time, minute. But if I could have spoken to God, I would have rather I lived my life. I did everything I was supposed to do to allow someone else to just get a few more minutes, a few more seconds. It would have been worth it. He left his legacy. His album will be released on his birthday. We are grateful for all the love and all the support. Yes, each day is hard. Each day continues to be hard. This isn't made up. Like, we don't have no makeup crew. We don't got no TV crew. This is real life. It's real life, raw emotions. And people need to learn that. His biopic will be coming out. I have to make sure every detail is right before we release it. And when I say every detail, I want the world to know who he was, the way he was, not how he was portrayed. So if it takes me 6 months to make sure every detail is given, it's going to take 6 months. His page, most days I wasn't even able to watch. Shit is gut-wrenching. I wasn't even able to watch his page most days. But I built up enough strength to allow the story to be told. And I'm glad it was told. I'm glad it will continue to be told. And hopefully it'll change the perception of someone else that might be going through something. Like, save yourself. Care about yourself first. Somebody that's for you for your money, they not with you. When we first got together 25 years ago, we've been married 25 years, been together 28 years. Did we have anything? I don't even remember. We was in high school. We grew together. Sometimes I'm up, sometimes he up. Like, that's how relationships work. It's never all in. Learn from that, y'all. Like, honestly, material stuff don't last forever. So, something you want to say?
No, I thank everybody for their time for watching tonight. And always remember, I done met a lot of people. I done helped a lot of people, and a lot of people that helped me. I'm all based about community, and I think that's what our family genuinely on. Tyrie knows so many people because we knew so many people. And by knowing so many people, just lending a hand, helping out, just being a good, genuine person has taken us a long way. So I just want to make sure that's told.
Celebrate him. I know his brother's doing something for him. Like, celebrate him the way that he would celebrate. He turned 22. It's my favorite number. So we going all the way up. His grave site is on Friday. Is going down. And we're going to continue to celebrate his life. Yeah, I'm going to cry. I'm going to be sad. But I'm okay. Trust me. I'm okay. Don't feel bad for me. Just save yourself. Continue to pray for his sisters. Continue to pray for our kids haven't been right. I'm not right, but I'm strong. Pray for them. Like, they are going through it. To lose a sibling is probably just as hard as losing a child. So we just want to make sure that, cherish your loved ones while they're here. If y'all arguing, like, go give them a hug. Like, it's not worth it. And I know there's tons of people out there that have lost their kids like we have, and can relate to our pain. But I only want 2 people in this world to experience this type of hurt. And I already told y'all who that is. Everybody else, cherish your family, because you won't know what it's like. We love everybody. The main thing, don't let nobody in your home. Yes, please. Take anything that we could have shared. Again, this wasn't to bash anybody. We're not them type of people, whether they want us to be or not. In the end, God has a say. So I don't have to get on here and say what y'all already know. God will deal with that. Continue to keep us in prayer. Continue to keep Cody in prayer. My God, Cody needs it. Please, y'all. Keep him in prayer.
They lifted.
Keep him lifted. I know his dad is watching over him, but keep that baby boy lifted. He will need it. He gonna have I'm not gonna say he's gonna have a hard road, because I know his dad is gonna have his best interest in hand. But keep him lifted. Just keep us all. Thank you for taking the time to sit with us. Thank you for the time for hearing us out. Again, 426, his album's dropping. It's not monetized. His proceeds go straight to his son's estate, which we already have set up. This baby boy is already set. So anybody thinks this is monetary, go find your life somewhere.